Welcome to the Becoming Unique podcast. This is the final episode of season 11 of the Becoming Unique podcast. And this has been, I feel like, such a phenomenal season. It was so many beautiful episodes, so many beautiful guests, week after week, sharing all of this beautiful information for all of us to elevate and rise, to a higher vibration. And when I started this season off in January, I said, I am channeling in evolution, that this season is about evolution. This is the energy that I'm feeling. And yeah, I can say now that we're closing out the season, because when I said that, I did not have the season fully recorded. I had a few episodes recorded, but not the full season. And I can say throughout all the episodes, it tied together so beautifully of these guests sharing information for us to evolve. And I don't just think, my season was about evolution. I think collectively there is an energy out there where it's time for all of us to just go ahead and claim the prize of evolution. And before I close this season out, I feel like it's my duty to share the evolution that's happening within me. Because when I started my journey, I've been on a journey, and all of us been on a journey since the day that we've been born. But I started my journey of being present with my journey back in 2019. In 2019, or really the end of 2018, I started a YouTube. And the YouTube is called Becoming Unique. And that was my first announcement that my name is now going to be called Becoming Unique, because, I'm being present with this journey. I'm evolving, and I'm evolving in front of everyone. I'm putting myself out there, and I want to go ahead and go back to that episode, that YouTube episode, and I'm going to fill in that clip from the end of 2018, the beginning of 2019, of what I had to say at that moment when I understood that I was becoming present with my journey. So let's roll on to that clip.
Let's chit chat with a story. About 10 years ago, I opened up my Facebook page. And when I opened up my Facebook page, you had to fill out the bio, your name, your date of birth, your occupation. And I remember putting that my occupation was a soccer mom. Even though I had a full-time job where I probably spent more time at work than I did with my kids, I called myself a soccer mom. So even though that was what I mentally wanted to be. I wanted to be a New York City version of a soccer mom. So fast forward to a few days ago, I was standing on the corner of 73rd Street in the Upper West Side of New York City, because that's where I live, New York, so there goes something about me. And while I was waiting for the light to change, this feeling came over me, like a realization. I'm not even sure what word to place on this feeling, but it was just like almost an aha moment, a moment of gratitude. It was a beautiful moment, and I was like, wow, I am living the exact life that I want. I took my 12:30 yoga class. I just left Trader Joe's for my weekly visit. I'm on my way to pick up my daughter from her non-public school on the Upper West Side. I was moving in the exact way that I wanted to move as a New York City soccer mom. And I thought back to that Facebook where I stated, even though I was working full-time, I stated that I was a soccer mom. And 10 years later, I was living in the exact shoes that I personally wanted to live. And I'm like, wow. I was like, what about if I wanted more? What about if I wanted more than this? I have plateaued at where I'm at, but what about if I wanted more? So for me, 2018 has been a very unintentional transitional year for me. It's making a transition from being the soccer mom that I've been for quite a long time into a more personal experience for me. It's going from having the kids with my every step to a more personal experience where I'm starting to have my own life outside of the kids. And this was a very unintentional transition. It's just kind of the way everything flowed. But as the transition just keeps happening, I'm understanding this is the direction that it should be going into. It's time for me to graduate out of this comfortable space that I've been in for quite a long time. I'm definitely happy in this space, but it's definitely a time to move to the next level, whatever that may be. But the time is now. 2018 has showed me in so many different ways. I got to take up yoga. I'm taking cooking classes. I'm reading books, listening to podcasts. Like, I'm just doing a lot more for myself than I've done in the past 10 years. Like, I've done more for myself in this 1 year than I've done for myself in the past 10 years. So moving forward into 2019, now that I am aware of what's going on, I'm ready to, journal this experience. That's the only regret, but I never knew that it was going to go this direction, is that I didn't take a journal of the transition that was going on during 2018. But I just know the growth. This is just baby steps so far. I know the growth is going to become so much bigger, and I just feel it. You know how you just feel it? It's like it's that time for me to just push forward, and I'm ready to just journal this experience through writing, through YouTube, and this channel is going to be a part. So now that I completely understand that there's a shift going on, and it's time for me to graduate from being that full-time soccer mom to becoming unique. So this is going to be my YouTube channel called Becoming Unique. So it's just going to be me growing more into myself, me discovering new things, and I would love to take you guys on the journey of me becoming unique. So I'm gonna go into why the name Becoming Unique. My real name, my government given name, is Unique. So I want to add Becoming Unique in front of it for my YouTube channel, because this channel is going to be about an informative journey of mine, a very personal journey, a journey that only belongs to me, and I would like to share it with you guys. Michelle Obama was the inspiration behind the Becoming because of her book, and there was a quick soundbite from her interview with Oprah Winfrey. Kind of gives the reason, she said, I hate when people ask children, what do you want to be when you grow up, as if growing up is a final destination. And which is so true. It's like life does not become a final destination at one point. You don't peak out. You constantly keep evolving. So there is not one definition to me. There isn't, or to you or to anyone. People are always evolving and becoming. We're constantly evolving, and we constantly have the opportunity to evolve. So, it's becoming. So Becoming Unique is definitely the meaning of my YouTube channel, Becoming Unique. And that's that. Hopefully you will subscribe, you will you will tune in to see my journey.
Okay, so in 2018, 2019, I don't believe manifestation was even in my vocabulary at that time. Now it may be a common word for me to say, oh, manifest that. Oh, yeah, manifesting. Oh, you manifest that. Like, that may be a part of my everyday conversation, but it definitely wasn't a part of my conversation then. And when I was talking about how I, basically, and now I'm using the word like a regular, basically manifested the life that I had at that time, which was being a soccer mom, and I started to become aware, like, oh, wait a minute, I do have some type of control in this game called life. Like, I do have a say on what I want. And then once I start to understand that I have a say in what I want in life, life will start to, move out the way to make my desires, appropriate for my life. So we have to be mindful of that. There's a quote, I believe it's by Rumi. It's like, what you seek is seeking you. What you seek is seeking you. So let's be mindful on what we're seeking. Let's be mindful of what we're pouring our energy into. And that comes with good and bad. Sometimes we can keep repeating situations that we may not have liked the outcome to, but we keep playing that story over and over and over again. And then it seems like we can't get out that rut. I started to understand that I have the power. I have the power within me. And we all have the power. I am unique and so are you. We're all unique. We're all individuals out here that have the power, and we don't necessarily have to give our power to someone else or dictation to someone else. We can make decisions upon who we are. So now let's fast forward to 2021. I would like to show you some footage of me from then and what I had to say at that time about releasing my book. So let's go there. Hey guys, I would like to start this live by saying thoughts become reality. Thoughts become reality. So sometimes we're thinking negative thoughts all the time. We're thinking about what someone said to us yesterday, being in our feelings about the way someone reacted to us. And we're wasting all of this mental and emotional energy into thoughts that have, almost no purpose in serving us higher, because our thoughts become our reality. And I have come onto this live today to say that my thoughts have become my reality. Today, I would like to release my new book. It's backwards on the screen, but it's your guide to bringing more acts of self-care. That's right. Becoming Unique is now an author. Yay! So I wasn't sure how I was going to, post for today. I was thinking that, I was just going to do like a reel of some sort. But for whatever reason, I said, you know what, just go ahead and do a live and just let it flow. And I want to show you guys the book in person instead of you seeing it on the reel. So this book, it's a self-care workbook. That's what it says right there in the middle, a workbook. It's small, but it's so mighty and powerful. This book is not for you to read in one day, or it's not for you to read over a weekend. This book, even though it's small, it's going to be a book to take you over the next 3 months. So from whenever you decide to utilize this book, it's a 3-month book, because it's 12 weeks of journaling and questions and activities and so much more to elevate you and so on. So if you are looking to bring more acts of self-care into your life, this is the book for you. This is the book for you. And like I started this live, I said, thoughts become reality. They really, really do. And I had a choice with my thoughts. I had a choice to maybe hang on to old experiences or move forward. And that's what my thoughts are in. My thoughts are into thinking about how can I push the needle in my life to move forward and not think about yesterday. And with doing that, my thoughts now are becoming reality. Right here, this book is a reflection of the thoughts from my mind. Me starting a tea line a few months ago was from the thoughts in my mind. Me starting a podcast is from the thoughts in my mind. And this book, you're going to have to get it to see how powerful it is. It's now available on Amazon. So you can get on Amazon and have it before the weekend. or you can get it off my website. If you get it off my website, it will be a pre-sale because I won't have it available in my hands for another couple of weeks. And if you do buy it from my website, I will accompany the book with some tea, and you will also get an autographed copy. So those are the perks of waiting a little bit longer and getting it on pre-sale. But otherwise, to get the ball rolling, go ahead to Amazon and get your hands on the book. I just want to give you a look inside of the book. This is what the book looks like in the inside. And like I said, it's a 12-week book, so there are activities that you would show up for yourself. And it's also allowing you to dive deeper into yourself, like I say at the beginning of this book is not about getting a manicure and a pedicure and doing self-care in those types of ways. This book is about digging into a very magical part of you. And I released a podcast today that is talking about the evolution into the journey of this book, which is very powerful. So I suggest you guys check out today's podcast on the Become a Unique podcast so you can get the back end of how this book came into play. And like I said, this is the introduction to the Becoming Unique's first book. Make sure you check it out. Amazon details are in my bio, so you can go ahead and click along there. And I thank you guys for watching. Bye.
Okay. Thoughts become reality. Thoughts become reality. So at that time, my thoughts manifested my book. And now in 2024, my thoughts have now become my reality because I am now sitting in my boutique. So I am now sitting on the couch of the Becoming Unique Self-Care Wellness Boutique. That's right. And when I recorded that episode in January saying I am channeling the energy of evolution, I really had no idea, absolutely no idea that I would be sitting in my own boutique right now. I didn't know that. And in just a few months, I'll be sitting in my own storefront. Had no idea. I was working towards something else at that time. I was working towards a kiosk. And every time the conversation around having my own store would come up, I would push it away. I would say, no, I'm not ready for my own store. I just want my little kiosk. I want to get organized. I want to plan things out. Maybe in the future I'll have my store. I kept pushing it away. But the universe said, no. It's time. It's time. It's time. So sometimes we may be manifesting one thing, but the universe has something bigger in store for us. But the thing is, we got to show up. We have to show up. We have to have understanding on the direction that we want to go. So it's like you book a ticket, and this literally happened to me before. I booked a ticket, an airline's ticket to fly to Florida. And I booked it the usual, the cheapest ticket on the line, the back of the airplane, no cancellation ticket. And then I get a notice on my phone that says, you have been upgraded to first class. I wasn't planning on being upgraded to first class, but I was planning on moving in the direction of going to Florida. But yet I was blessed to go to Florida in first class. And on this 2.5 hour flight, I had absolutely no idea that I would be served food. I was giving drinks before the other passengers got on. I was like, ooh, it is different over here in first class. And I feel like this is what happened here. I was planning on moving in the direction, but universe said, I got more in store for you. I got more in store for you. I am so grateful. I am so grateful that I am being present to show up for this journey. I am so grateful that I am working on this journey. So the universe gifted me this beautiful boutique that I am sitting in. And
another thing about this boutique, and I'm going to have to put video in, I'm going to have to put before and after video. When I saw this boutique, it was literally a hole in the wall. Anyone that would come in here would say it's a hole in the wall. The ceilings had holes in it. It literally had holes in it, rusted pipes. It did not look anything of what it looks like today. The windows had bars on them, like it looked like a jail cell bar. But I honestly saw the diamond in the rough. And literally, when I walked into this thing that at that time that looked like a hole in the wall, I said, it's perfect. I really did. I said, it's perfect. And that's another thing. It's like, you know, sometimes we're asking the universe, God, or whoever you may want to call on to for cake. Ah, I'm waiting for the cake. I want 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 cake. Where is my cake? And then God gives us the eggs, the flour, the sugar, the oven. He gives us all of the ingredients, the tools for the cake, but we don't actually see the finished product. So we think God has never given us the cake. But yet, all along, he's been giving us all the tools, all of the ingredients on this journey. And it's up to us to put the cake together. And I think that's a perfect description on how this whole journey and experience is happening for me. So a lot of times I may present the final product, but just believe it didn't come to me as a final product. I had to put that work in. And this is the reminder for all of us that we have to show up and put that work in, and then the universe will support us. It will support us along the way, but being mindful of that. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you to everyone that's been showing up for the Becoming Unique podcast. Thank you to everyone that has been here with me along the journey and watching me through the journey. And I am just so grateful that I showed up. I may look back at some of my old videos and cringe and be like, oh my goodness, but I needed to show up at that time. I needed to show up to keep evolving and not being stuck somewhere because I was afraid to show up. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Thank you. The journey continues. Welcome to the Becoming Unique Boutique. So before I actually close this season out, I would like to say that I will be back. I will definitely be back. My plate has just got bigger and fuller, but I am still going to keep this podcast. I have truly enjoyed doing this podcast, and I am looking forward to have a new idea for next season. I am looking forward to creating and developing next season and then sharing it with you guys. So I will definitely be back for season 12. And there are, I believe, 130 other episodes of the Becoming Unique podcast as I am on break creating next season. So make sure you tune in. All of the podcasts, I believe every single one of them are completely informative with high vibrational content. And even if you listen to one, I feel like you can listen to it a second time, third time, because I listen to some of my episodes over again and I'm like, I don't remember that. Oh shoot, I'm gaining new information all the time, and I'm the one that created the episode. So and sometimes in life, it depends on where you are at life at that time. So sometimes the information was always there, but you couldn't hear it because you were in a different space. And then when you start to evolve or move into different spaces of your life, you can receive things differently or hear things at a different perspective and so on. So that's why it's always beautiful to sometimes like re-listen to things. I even like go back and read or re-listen to books because then I start to hear it differently or hear information I didn't hear before or see it from a different light. So just remember that it's okay for you to go back and revisit things, because you're going to experience them differently as you start to evolve. So I send my love, my gratitude out to everyone out there. And thank you. Thank you. Thank you for showing up. Have a beautiful, beautiful break, Become a Unique break. And I will be back. Bye.